Hey guys, welcome to Farming Simulator 19 on Greenwich Valley Farm. I think it's Greenwich Valley Farm, I can't remember. Jeez. Let's actually look it up quick to see if it is. As promised, I'm literally carrying on exactly from where we left off last week. And when I say exactly, literally, yeah, Valley Farm. Well, Valley. I have literally had the game paused, come back to it, and, well, we haven't lost too much time. So, well, about 25 minutes. You can still hear that working there. That's awesome. So we'll fire this up. We'll fold her down, and we'll get the. I think I've got the usage mod on. Yeah, I do. So we'll bump that down to 250, and we'll see what the usage is like. And we'll go from here. So we are gonna just get lined up. That's finished over there, although we are going to need to go through and fix all of that, so what we'll do before we get started, switch that off. I should really save the calls, but for what it's worth, I'll just nuke it for now. We'll leave this make those lines go over there. There we go. We'll leave this be for now, because we are going to have to go around and fix it. Cosplay does a decent job, but it really did screw up in some areas, so we're going to go around, finish touching that up, get this going on GPS, so we'll get that all set up. Show lines on, train snap. I do not like the train snap. And a B line. Why has that got an offset as well? We don't need an offset. This is a. It probably had an offset from actually, no, it shouldn't have had an offset. Right, we're golden. Start this up. Yeah, I should have left more room. Oh well. There we go. Now, once we get near the JCB, I'm just going to probably skip a row or whatever. Bring it more legit. Now, I know I'm leaving quite the border going around the edge there, which I really didn't want to do, but hey. There's no, until you get going at least and fully set up, there's no real visual representation of how wide the actual spread is going to be. What on earth was that bird doing then? I may just go over and say screw it. I'll go around that. That's what I should really be doing at least. So this shouldn't take too long getting the line down here. As I said previously, I know real life you'd probably do this before you plough the field, to be quite honest with you, but I didn't even think of that when I was doing the live stream the other day. So, it didn't happen. Now we are on the same exact course here. Already. That didn't take long. I'll sort all of this out. Now, I don't care if I go over it twice. The game doesn't care. I don't care. Oh yeah, I forgot I was using the real dirt mod on this. For now, at least. Until it decides it's not going to work with it. Which it inevitably will, unfortunately. Now half the field is going to have line, the half of it's not visually. Because it's going to plough it in basically, cultivate it in. Actually, I forgot this. That cedar cultivates too. Completely forgot about that. So really, I didn't need to plow it in. Wow, that goes a long way before backing up. Jeez, that really does. I won't get bothered by it anymore anyway. It's just gonna look funky. Half and half field. At least you can tell where it's going. It actually works really well going around like that. That cuts in nice and close. Cool. Looks better too, actually. Plow you wouldn't be able to do that with. It's not a conventional plow anyway, it rips the boards off, I would presume. It's actually not done the headlands yet, neither. Which I'll go around and do them separately, I always do. Yeah, the rate that's going on isn't the best. You could probably crank that up so it's a bit more believable, I guess. Which I have just done. I think I did it anyway. Should have. What are we at? Yeah, 150. Actually, wouldn't that be less? There we go. Yeah, I turned it down. 350. We'll put it at 350. Alright, I'll just cotton on to that. I'm putting it down, yeah, 150. It's gonna be less. GG. GG. So today's video is predominantly going to be field work here, for sure. We may get to stacking some bales. I don't know, we do have the straw bales. If you guys remember from last week's first ever stream on it, we did straw bales. Now they are down at the cow yard waiting to be stacked at some point, so we'll go ahead and do that. Now if you so wish, you can literally just drive right on through the pylons, which I'm glad Green Bale did that. That's something that people are up in the air about. No, it's not realistic, but at the same time, when you're talking course play, when you're talking the stocking game, hired helper just cannot cope with stuff like that. Course play can now. You can go around, so it's not too bad. But the hired worker can't. So to me, if you plan on putting a map on a console, and you have telegraph poles at any field, take the collisions off of them. Because inevitably people will end up using hired worker. Because consoles, they have to. They don't have to. They may do all the work themselves, but still. Some people will probably end up using it, so it's playability there. That's where you've got to really sort of give and take with maps. Something I think I've spoken about in the past with some of Oxy's stuff is it's a lot of give and take. Okay, got, I think it was, I can't remember if it was the Shamrock Valley map. I think it was a Shamrock Valley map he was getting kind of ribbed about. Some of the yards are too big. It's not realistic to Wyland, which I've never been over there, so I can't comment on that. But again, it's gameplay factor. Yes, it may not have been 100% realistic, but would you want it to be 100% realistic, stupidly tight, and a few people play it because of that reason? Or more people playing it and enjoying the Irish feel to it with slightly bigger yards? Now, everyone's mileage is going to vary on that one, but as far as making a map that everyone likes, you're gonna make it so it is slightly wider, so you can get a decent range of machinery around there. You don't need something that's so big that a big bud or an articulated tractor can roll around in. But you guys get where I'm coming from on that one, no doubt. No, that one's okay. I just want to get the big chunks of headlands that I inevitably ended up missing. Like around here. Just unfortunately the field's going to get a nice dusting. Again. I think we are done. I'll fold this up even. Pretty sure we're done here. So we'll roll around. We'll throw this on course play. Actually, no, we'll fix the field in the 78 turn. And get this spot. And then we'll throw down some lime on course play. And then probably go stack some bales. I have been toying with the idea of getting the little small articulated telehandler that we had on Marwal. Haven't used it for a while. It's not on any of my current maps, so I think it would be kind of cool to use that. Personally. Alright, we've got this wading in the wings. Brakes. Back it up a tad. And in this we go. Now, as far as realism goes about going over the furrows and all of this, I don't care. I'm just making sure it's all ploughed so we can get good yields out of this. I'd almost toy with the idea of getting the new subsoilers that dropped on, well, last week now. I've got to remember this is for Monday of next week. So I have toyed with getting one of those, but those things require a lot of horsepower if you get into sizes that make sense. Which they would IRL, to be fair. The biggest one in there requires 700 horsepower. Which, other than the big bud stuff, which I'm presuming that's really what it's for, is there a tractor that puts out 700 horse in the game? I don't think there is. Again, other than the big bud 747. I really don't think there is. Now, 700, sure. Now, granted, does it actually need 700 horsepower to pull up through the soil? Who knows? But unless you're on an American map, there's no way of pulling that thing around because it's locked in at a width it doesn't fold or anything. So to successfully use the subsoiler on this map, I'd need probably like 3 meter one. And that'd just take forever. I'm impressed how well this tractor's coping with this. Now whether it'd cope IRL, I don't know. Ballasted right, if it was turned up as well, like this one is, maybe. Now this tractor actually, when I was running my tests, was actually already turned up. It was supposed to be 175, according to the shop. It was actually 190 before I touched it. which I thought was interesting. Sometimes you just can't dial it in. Now I have thought about seeing if I can dabble in making a extra engine config. Still call it still 7810, but just drop it one down to 7810 turned up, basically, just for me. I think it was fairly common for these things to be turned up a bit. And let's be honest, these engines were probably used in more than just this tractor. The architectural one was probably used for a while, I presume. The interior sounds you can hear I tweaked. I think I've turned it down too much. The external stuff to the load and all of that you hear right now, files are at 1.0 volume, and the in-cab I turned down to 0.8. Not much, but enough where it's a huge difference. So I don't think IRL it would have been a huge difference. I did have someone comment it saying that I was complaining it was loud IRL. These things are some of the loudest tractors. Yeah, I find that hard to believe. Yeah, sure, they're probably loud compared to modern day standard, because they didn't have all the emissions crap and decibel readings to go through, and they did care about driver fatigue, but it wasn't a huge thing. Yeah, so sure they're loud, but they're probably no louder than your standard sort of 4TW with factory silencer or muffler, whatever you want to call it on there. So I find it hard to believe that they were completely bone stock, not tweaked with, stupidly loud. Straight piped, blown silencer. Okay. The whole section there. This is actually, I think this is straight pipe looking at it. I don't know where the silencers are on this. Are probably up in the bonnet somewhere. I can see it. But other than that, it's probably going to be reasonable. I'd have to look online to find a complete stock version, and I think I mentioned it in the live stream. Actually, I know I did. Thinking about it, the guys over at, what are they? I forget the channel name now. Wow. Grassmen. There we go. The Grassmen. They did videos on a farm that has been literally buying up quite a lot of these to use on their farm because they're so good, so reliable. And if memory serves, his was stock. They were riding along on the buddy seat there, and they could have a conversation quite happily. They weren't screaming and yelling at each other because it was so loud inside the cab. Yeah, his was probably turned up as well, actually. Cosplay did miss a whole bunch. I don't think it would have missed as much if we had the smaller plow. I really don't. So sure, I can get Cosplay to plow the whole entire field, but what takes longer? Me doing all of this, fixing it, or just plowing it myself, sort of thing? Oh no, at this point. And this is the latest version of Cosplay. I've not seen an update to Cosplay for a while now. Which I'd normally say is kind of concerning, but at the same time it's summer holidays. The guys I've been working on it probably got kids, and guess what? They're now busy. Looking on the GitHub, it's really only been 2 guys hardcore working on it this time around. There's been quite a few that have contributed to it and done some stuff on it. But most of the lion's share of work, I think, is between 2 people. That, or it's not updated because they're working on getting some of the new modules across. Well, I say new modules, but some of the older modules working again. Which it could be the case they're working on that away from the GitHub and testing it. Get it playable at least. I think I'm just going to say screw it at this point and we'll see it on this. The old spot that's not plowed I'm tended not to care about. Just doesn't look good. Like down here, where I see most of the time. That is a big pain in the butt. Need to watch it to see how it misses all of that. Obviously it's when it's doing the turns, but where? And you can quite clearly see the map does have Modi train angle in it. I get why Giants don't have Modi train angle in their default, because it just doesn't look good. The way the textures are, it just doesn't look good at all. Alright, I'm done. I quit. I partially rage quit. It's a good plow. It is a good plow, though, this. I like how the map in the arable yard here has got plenty of storage for outside stuff. I do like that a lot. Kinda wish you could just lower stuff instead of dropping it down like that. Bugs me. Alright, we'll get this on cultivator. No, that JCB really was for ploughing. And the high horsepower stuff that we may or may not need. So we'll see if we end up needing it. I think that's on the headland. By the way, because of distances. And how I've got my game set up. Oh, it's over there. I was going to say I couldn't see it, but there it is. Trundle along. All white. White-tastic. As I said, I'll get this on courseplay. We've been going 22 minutes now. We've actually done some field work today. Hey! And that one. Course generation. That one, up and down. Circle, 18. Headlands. Probably actually 2 we'll go with. We'll see how that looks. Alright, we'll knock that back to 1. There we go. Relatively speaking, the field is kind of small. If you're using wide implements like this is, I could probably get away with using this without the extra wings on there, but it just doesn't look as good personally. First waypoint, drive cars. As far as seeding goes, Cedar what the hell? What's that? Probably did a decent job. They usually does seed them. So we'll stop the driver, nuke the course. Again, I should save that, but I won't. I say it usually does a good job. I can see actually this section it would have missed. And potentially around here. Yeah, probably did. And what we can do is pull up that. It's gonna do the save wheel, and yeah, look at everything getting missed there. Here looks good actually. Yeah, look at all the red around there. The predominant of it's good. Even missed stuff in here apparently. Yeah, looks sweet. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, switch that off, fold that up. And this can get weighed in the wings of the lime spreader this time around at least. And then we'll truck over to... God, that does look a mess. We'll go over and get the... little telehandler, I think. Actually, we'll kill two birds with one stone. We'll jump in the truck, and we'll actually drive over for that. I hate the chrome wheels on this. Hate them. Yeah, we'll jump into this, and take that down so we can load up some more seed. This time we'll get the pallets, I think, that I've got the bags on. I think that'll look better. We'll even throw a pallet in the back of the box of this if we can. Not too many issues. That should be locked down. Nope, it wasn't locked down. I was about to say, I've noticed with this trailer at times that machines will roll. As this did hardcore. I'll leave the forks off of it, see if it could be that causing it. Well, it really is rolling. I doubt this will make a difference. Why is it rolling so much? Do I need to drive it off and reposition it maybe? Oh yeah, that's gonna cause way issues. Way too many issues there. Maybe because I restarted the game earlier with... did I? I can't remember when I loaded it. Maybe I just play devil's advocate here, maybe because I started the game with this loaded on it. Shouldn't be, but you never know. I'm almost afraid to break. It's still doing it. Well, in that case, I can do something else a bit more extreme, but... just do that. Maybe that'll stop it rolling forward, at least. Maybe it's because the trailer's in a flatbed mode, too. Yeah, well, that works. But so far back now, it's... picking the back of the truck up, look. The only other thing I can partially... well, there's two things it could be. Usually I load these the opposite direction, which clearly won't do anything. The other thing is I usually have different wheels on all of the other ones that I've had on it. These are more of an agricultural tire, which I don't think skid steers ever have on them. I could be wrong. But I've never seen one personally with them on. So it could be the tyres, and for whatever reason the trailer's not picking up on that, so it's not locking them down, which, yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards, actually. Or is the direction, which I highly doubt. So we need to go right out of here. Honestly, if I take it steady, it should be fine. Okay, now why? Well, I guess I just move forward there, so it should be okay now. Front end felt light. Another turn? Yes, a turn. The transparency on the maps at times is hard to see. I kind of wish you can adjust that in game. That's not a map issue right there. It's just something I find the game is. Look, when it's like that, it's fine, but when you extend it like that, in fact, you can still see the image behind it. It's kind of a pain in the butt a little bit. Once we're down there, I will change out the wheels of the skid steer and we'll see. So we're going to go down to the shop first. As that just got caught way up, it rolled all the way forward. And now backwards. So right now the forks should be straight through the tailgate. I've had this thing roll, but never like this. So we'll change the tyres, and if still does it, we'll change to the sides. So it's got the sides on there. I don't recall this rolling like it did on the way there with the tractor. Would that have something to do with it? I just don't know. Trying to go careful on the brakes with the steering's all over the shop. It's too light on the front end now. Need to get it back over the axles. It may end up rolling back on going up this hill. Nice, quite happy. So we end up doing, what, 25k going up the hill because of the truck. My pet peeve in FS19 is the traffic still. It's just horrific. Absolutely horrifically slow. Like, it doesn't need to be rocket ships. I think we can all agree there. As I've said time again, 30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour I think is where it should be at with the traffic. If the traffic's set at 35 mile an hour, it's faster than most of the tractors can go. Yes, of course, the fast tracks, it's just done it again. The fence, some of the fence at least, can go faster than that. But for the majority, the traffic would still be getting fast enough where it's behind you, you aren't stuck behind the traffic. It just doesn't make any sense of the imagination. Why they can't extend the ranges of the traffic, not make it rocket ship. Oh no. Alright, let's unload in there. Jump into this. It's probably all she wrote today is, in this video, this of course we are going to do exactly how we did earlier and just carry it on from before. First and foremost though, I'm going to go change the tires out quick and run that quick experiment and see. And that'll be, well, one more video. It's 3 videos knocked out today. Please say I put the tab mod in. I didn't. If any of you are wondering what I'm on about there, the tab mod where you can tab through the vehicles at the workshop, which Giants should have put into the game default. So you don't have to go through all the frickin' attachments and do this. That's kind of ridiculous. Customize. Go for these. These look better in my opinion. I just did it to be different, like with the colour. Did it to be different. I prefer the yellow personally. Alright, 100, yes. I'm just gonna load it up. Implement 3 right now, so weights there, forks are there. Throw it on, see what it's going to do. If it still slides around, then it's probably the config of the trailer. And for whatever reason, having it without the sides doesn't have the locking script there. It shouldn't. The locking script, I would imagine, would be on it all the time. So I don't know now. Maybe those tires were slightly high enough where the locking, and this is stock locking scripts, whatever, don't see the vehicle on the trailer, which it could have been. It could be that too. Nope. That wasn't the case. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed. We'll be back well, not tomorrow, Wednesday in theory, for another video. So until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed. We're just going to carry on from where we left off on this, but I am going to figure this out first and then come back. So until next time, catch you guys later. See ya.